Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Hello, and welcome back to VNM Simulation for another product unboxing and showcase. Now, in front of me here is our new product that we are about to throw out to the market within, let's say, about a month or so. But what you ask? Is this the VNM pedals? Yeah, it's a VNM pedal set, but it's probably not what you think. So let's open this bad boy up and see what we have under the hood. So the original VNM pedal set came out sometime last year, around the first half of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. We don't keep tabs on when we release stuff here at VNM. We prefer to look into the future rather than the past. And while the past has been glorious, but I guess it's time we moved on. So, under the hood, we've got, I'm not too sure if you guys can see this, but yeah, we have some protective foam here, and under it, oh boy, this looks good. Alright, I'm gonna put this out to the side, and voila, the VNM pedal set Lite. Yeah, we're gonna be calling it Lite because it's well, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so what are we going to begin with? Let's begin with the throttle, which is this unit right here. All right. So looking at this pedal, this throttle pedal, the first thing that strikes your eye has got to be the size of it. I mean, just look at this thing. It's small, it's compact, it's kind of light, but not too light, not, low quality light, high quality light is what I'm talking about. In fact, let's look at the original VNM pedal released last year. All right, looks basically the same, but different. Same, but different, in the sense that the original VNM pedal set is a little bit larger. I'll say around 30% larger in comparison. The length between these two is pretty much the same, but the width is pretty much the same again. But what's different is that the original is made from all aluminum parts, whereas the Lite is made of steel, mostly made of steel. We keep the aluminum for the important parts, like the ball bearings. See? Oh, no, not that way, this way. What I just pointed out to, though, is the angle sensor, still being housed in a protective case of aluminum. All right. So yeah, that's where we cut cost, actually, in order to bring you these new pedal set. So the new pedal set, like I said, are going to be made of almost entirely steel, and to make it even lighter and also save some more cost to lower down the price, we put a few geometry designs, a few geometry cutouts on both of the sides of the housing for the body and also the pedal arm, as you can see here. Makes it a bit lighter, a little bit cheaper to manufacture. Now the Lite actually comes with almost all of the features that came before with the original VNM pedal set. We still have the same construction, the same design mostly, and also we still retain the angle sensor, ADC 24-bit, so you know that we are not joking around here. Almost everything is identical. So basically, you're getting the quality of something that's currently priced at around $550 for the price of, I'll tell you the price a bit later on. Okay, so for now, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the adjustability is also basically the same. You can still move the spring assembly up and down to adjust tension, or how heavy you want it to be. You can still move the pedal face up and down as high as you want to, as low as you want to, and also you can change the travel of the pedal arm itself. So for example, right now we are currently set at almost the furthest possible travel. So if we push it down like that, it's quite a lot, a little bit more than my liking. Normally, if I'm to be driving a race car, I would move the end stop here a little bit closer to the pedal arm, so that when it depresses, it stops at around right here. So this, I think, is going to be the perfect travel for me, for myself. And yeah, we still also have the angle adjustment for both the front and the back. In fact, you know what? For the original, we only have adjustability for the back, not the front. A lot of adjustability for the back, but not so much for the front. But in this case, we have just enough adjustability in the back and also the front. Here in the front, we have one more notch here, whereas in the back we have four notches. Okay, yeah, you can still make the pedal easier or harder to depress by adjusting the preload on the spring right here. Move this up here, move the cap closer to the pedal arm to make it lighter, move it back to make it stiffer. Basic stuff. Alright, now let's move on from the throttle and look at the clutch. Let's look at the clutch first. I know you want to see the brake pedal, but we're going to be saving the best for last. Okay, so the clutch. A little bit of a different design compared to the previous VNM pedal set. You still get a lot of adjustability to everything that you can imagine. The same angle adjustment. What's different here though is the design of the back here. So basically, it works exactly the same way. It still gives you the feeling of when you are engaging the clutch, right? Finding the bite point up to a certain travel range. It's gonna be trying to kick you back, but when you come to the end of the travel, it's gonna trap you there for a little bit. But as soon as you let go, it's gonna kick you back. So basically, that's the way clutches work, right? Feel free to correct me in the comments. But yeah, the only difference I can see here is that the back is redesigned to have a more, let's say, refined design, a little bit more stylish. If I can say so myself, the same exact adjustability for the end of travel. Currently, it's set at the closest possible configuration. You can feel free to move it back a little bit in order to get more travel in your clutch pedal. Of course, we will still be using angle sensor for the clutch pedal, and yeah, the same ball bearing mechanism for the for the pivot point. So pretty standard. Again, all made of steel, mostly made of steel. So that is going to make things lighter and also cheaper to manufacture, like I said. Okay, now let's get on to, the star of the show, the brake. Now, compared to the original VNM pedal set, the brake originally came with two white elastomers and one preload spring. In this case though, we're using my favorite configuration, which is one white elastomer, a blue, a blue spring and a red spring, with the red spring being the stiffest spring that we can find, and yeah, no more springs in there, and the blue spring a little bit less stiff. It still grants quite a bit of resistance. With this configuration, I feel is very easy to modulate the braking pressure that you're trying to exert on the car, helping you get that smooth release in order to, make that corner in a stylish manner. Okay, and yes, in this case, we still retain the 200 kilograms load cell. So identical to the original version. Still, with all the adjustability you can imagine, pedal face height, travel, but I don't see the point in having travel on the brake. I mean, more travel on the brake, because I'll say you will never be able to fully depress this. But if you are running only springs, only preload springs, then yeah, you might find it useful. But in this case, yeah, it's just there, just because. And still the height adjustment, angle adjustment, travel adjustment, that's all we have. But what more do you want from a pedal set? Oh, and yeah, one more thing. Let's get back to the throttle, because I guess this is a defining feature, or lack thereof, on the original fully fledged VNM pedal set. We have we had a bracket for dampers on all of the pedals, whereas on the light version we have decided to exclude that feature, because if you wanted the access to, let's say, the dampers, it would be going for the larger and more expensive version instead. And for this version, we are aiming at the people who want the best of quality for a reasonable price. So yeah, no damper mount here, but hey, most people will not find the damper that much of a necessity anyway. Okay, one of the last bits of components here that we have is that entirely newly designed controller box. So with this controller box, still going to be full metal, in this case aluminum. So you will still have the four inputs here, for the clutch, for the brake, for the throttle, and for the handbrake, if you have one, if you happen to have one from VNM. So this is supposed to be mounted on your sim rig. So if you have a, let's say, 4080 sim rig or a 3060 sim rig, that's definitely going to work flawlessly. Just mount it to the side of your pedal tray, and that's going to work. In fact, we also plan to release a that's going to be for another video. We can't spoil that yet, but there will be come on, stand there we go. Now there will be a pedal tray that we're going to be putting out. It's probably still going to be the same one as the previous version, and in here we have decided to include a few more springs and elastomer, just so you can mix and match to your heart's content. These black springs are supposed to be pretty light. They are supposed to mimic the feeling of a soft preload, right? To simulate the distance between the brake pad and the brake rotor. Yeah, and one more yellow spring. That's going to be a little bit less stiff or softer than the red and the blue here. Remember, black, softest, yellow, soft, blue, kind of stiff, red, stiff. And yeah, the elastomer is going to be just stiff. Okay, so we're gonna put that down, and also we're providing you with a whole host of mounting nuts and bolts. Some T-nuts, some hex bolts, and also a lot of washers. You will not run out of them when you try to mount your pedals to your rig. And also, last but not least, complementary hex wrenches. You can never have enough of these. So basically, to sum up, the brand new VNM pedal set Lite. What's the there you go. Thought we're gonna have to swap these out. Come on, buddy, get down. You're stealing the show. So, the VNM pedal set Lite coming to you in about a month's time, maybe 2 months. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We've got also the manual, very simple. I mean, come on, even the baby can figure this out. Super easy, and with all of the adjustability, you can dial this in to your heart's content. And finally, we have the USB cable from Ugreen. This is actually our preferred brand and partner for hardware, for electrical hardware. So basically, everything is almost the same. 200 kilograms load cell for the brake, ADC 24-bit sensors for the pedal, for the throttle and the clutch, and that pretty much sums up today's product showcase. I hope you've enjoyed, and hope you've got your credit card ready, because oh boy, I wouldn't sleep on this if I were you, especially if you're in the market for a brand new pedal set. And have I told you the price? It's going to be around $370 US dollars. So compared to the original version, which is the full-fledged VNM pedal set, that's going to be $550. So that'll be what, a 15% discount on that? No, not discount. It's more like a price decrease. But for what you get for that much money, I would say it's worth every single penny. So what are you waiting for? Actually, you know what? You're gonna have to wait, because we're not releasing this yet. I think I said that like 3 times. But anyway, that's gonna be it from me. Thank you for tuning in, and looking forward to seeing you guys again in another product showcase in the future. Goodbye.